What if I told you that an ancient philosophy could help you stay calm in chaos, focus on what matters, and live with deep purpose, even in today's noisy, stressful world? That's exactly what Stoicism offers. And no, Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions or becoming cold and indifferent. It's a powerful, practical system for mastering your mind and living wisely. In this beginner's guide, we'll break down Stoicism in the simplest way possible. What it is, how it works, and how it can change your life starting today. Stoicism began in ancient Greece around 300 BCE, founded by a philosopher named Zeno. It was later practiced and perfected by Roman thinkers like Seneca, Epictetus, and the most famous Stoic of all, Emperor Marcus Aurelius. These weren't just armchair philosophers. They were politicians, slaves, warriors, and rulers. People who faced real problems: war, betrayal, illness, injustice, and Stoicism helped them stay steady through it all. At its core, Stoicism teaches one central idea: you don't control what happens, you only control how you respond. That's the foundation. Epictetus, a former slave turned teacher, said, "Some things are up to us, and some are not." That's called the dichotomy of control. Your actions, your thoughts, your values, those are yours. But traffic jams, rude people, the weather, even your own reputation, those aren't. So the Stoic doesn't waste energy on things they can't control. They focus fully on what they can. Now, that sounds simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Imagine how much lighter your mind would feel if you stopped obsessing over other people's opinions, or if you faced problems not with panic but with poise. That's Stoicism in action. It's emotional resilience, it's inner strength, it's calm, not because life is easy, but because you're grounded. The Stoics also believed in living according to nature, not like living in the woods, but living in harmony with your own nature as a rational, moral being. In other words, being honest, disciplined, brave, compassionate, even when it's hard. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good person should be one." They practiced something called premeditatio malorum, imagining the worst-case scenario, not to worry, but to prepare. Seneca said, "He who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary." By mentally rehearsing challenges, the Stoic trains the mind to stay steady when the storm comes. It's like mental armor, not to run from fear, but to face it head-on. One of the most powerful Stoic tools is journaling. Marcus Aurelius didn't write meditations for us. He wrote it for himself. A private journal to remind himself how to stay focused, grateful, and resilient. Try it. At the end of your day, write, "What did I do well? What can I improve? What am I grateful for?" In a few minutes a day, you build self-awareness, the core of Stoic strength. But let's clear up a myth. Stoics aren't emotionless robots. They feel deeply. But they train themselves not to be controlled by emotion, anger, fear, envy. They acknowledge those feelings, then choose their response. That's real power. So if you're wondering where to begin, start with 3 Stoic questions. Is this within my control? What's the right thing to do? What would the wise version of me do right now? Stoicism isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional, being aware, choosing the high road again and again. And even when you fail, which you will, you try again, because as the Stoics remind us, the obstacle is the way. In just 5 minutes, you now know more about Stoicism than most people do. But this is just the beginning. These ancient ideas, they aren't stuck in the past. They're timeless and they're yours to use, starting right now. If this sparked something in you, subscribe for more Stoic tools, stories, and insights. In the comments, tell us, which Stoic principle will you start living today?